under instead of on the tops of your toes. Push your seat back to your heels, reach your arms forward, push your butt onto your heels, keep your knees down, push your behind onto your heels. Now reach your arms forward like you're bowing down to the pasha, and reach your arms forward. Don't bend your elbows, reach your arms forward. Press into your fingers. On your inhale, lift your knees up, coming into a downward facing dog. So you're not relaxing, you're doing a warm up. So lift your knees up, downward dog. Good. I'll teach you these asanas over the 4 weeks. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Well, you made it. Exhale 10. On the inhale, come forward to a plank and look forward. Look at the wall in front of you. Push the floor away from you. Inhale. Exhale, try to lower your hips in line with your shoulders. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Now push me away here. Push up. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale, go back downward facing dog, lift the hips. On the inhale, soften your knees. Walk your feet toward your hands till your feet are flat on the floor. Your feet are going to be apart because the block's between your thighs. Your heels are going to be on the floor. Your toes are going to be on the floor. Now, here's the deal. If you're bending your knees to get your hands on the floor, put your hands on your blocks. Take your blocks and set them to whatever setting you need so you can straighten your legs. Your blocks have 3 settings, and that's about that height. This is where you want it. And you want to walk forward so that your hips, your knees, and your ankles are all in line with each other. So walk up to where my feet are. Yeah. Then let the back of your head be heavy. Look back at your shins. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Raise those blocks up. Why are you making life harder? Exhale 3. Some people love to do that. Make things difficult. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Now bend your knees a little bit. Take the block out from between your legs. Put it on the floor behind you on the highest setting, the highest. Then step your feet out as wide as your mat. So your heels are on your mat and your toes are on the floor. Come sit on your block. So if you put your block too far back, I didn't want you to put it too far back. Step your feet out as wide as your mat. Your heels are on the mat. The toes are on the floor. Then bring your hands together. Bring your elbows in between your thighs so that you're squatting down and you're opening up your hips. So you're not at your shoulders. There's your elbows. There you go. And then press your palms together and push out with your hands. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale 1. So your forearms are going to be parallel to the floor. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Suzanne Summers used to have this thing called Thigh Master. Exhale 4, and you had to put it in between your thighs. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Now lift your hips up. Move the block off to the side. Come sit down on your behind. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. On the inhale, bend your right knee into your chest. Step your right foot over your left leg. Bring your foot in line with your knee or your calf. Don't go any higher than your knee. So that's a little too high. Look how what's happening. Why I'm saying it's too high. If this hip is lifting up, it's too high. So make more space and then draw this hip down. On your inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your left ear. Pull your left toes back towards you. Left arm lifts up. Left arm lifts up by your ear. Exhale, bring your left arm on the outside of your right leg. Over there, you're going to twist to the right. Bring your right hand behind you. Look at the wall behind you. Keep pulling your toes of the left foot back. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Try to lower your right hip. Exhale, 2. So lower that hip. Exhale, 3. There you go. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, straighten your right leg out in front of you. Inhale, bend your left knee. Put your left foot on the outside of your right knee. No higher. Don't have to go any higher. Pull your right toes back, dorsal flexing. That's called a dorsal flex. Inhale, lift your right arm up alongside your right ear. Now twist over to the left. Bring your left hand behind you. Look at the wall behind you. Pull your toes back. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Better. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, come back to center. And exhale, extend your left leg. Now, take your third block again. Take your third block, and this time put it between your legs like this. Sideways. Okay? Now, bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor. Bend your knees, keep your block in between your thighs, bend your knees and put your feet on the floor. But your feet are going to be hips width distance apart. They're not going to come together, okay? You're going to squeeze the block with your thighs. Bring your hands behind you, 6 to 8 inches, your fingers pointing forward. Forward. On your inhale, lift your hips up, lift the block up. Exhale, let the head go back. Tabletop, bring your feet back more. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Knees and ankles in line with each other. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Press your toes down and turn your feet parallel, not out like this. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, come down. And everybody come and sit on your 2 blankets. Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm Austin. We're going to go around the room and introduce ourselves to each other. I'm Austin. What's your name? Ahilia? Sadie? Tim? Jessica? T? Echo. And this is week 4 of Urban Sadhu Yoga Fundamentals. Why is it? Because it's fun. That's why it's fundamentals. It's fun. This is the last week. So if you're new to the program, you're just going to be ahead of the bell curve next month. That's all that means. This week is called Turning It Upside Down and Putting It All Together. It happens to be one of my favorite weeks of this program because this week we begin to teach you some of the esoteric teachings of yoga, right? The first 3 weeks we've only done physical practice. It's all been like one thing after another, asana, 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 asana. Today we start to investigate some of the subtle teachings of yoga. Like, why is yoga different from a Zumba class? Why is yoga different from a soul cycle class? Like, what's the difference? Because if you just treat yoga, like if it's all physical, then it's no different from any other workout, right? But yoga is actually a spiritual practice. And its spiritual tradition is far deeper than its physical practice. Its physical practice is not very old. Maybe like some people say like the 5th century that yoga asana started. Other people say it wasn't until the 18th century. Like that's kind of like, that's how young yoga asana is. So we'll teach you some stuff today that we'll just sit for a little while. You won't be moving around. So make yourself comfortable. Find a seat, Tim, that you can sit in Sukhasana. Sukhasana is when you cross your ankles over each other. So it's like the Buddha. Yeah. Because that's kind of like, it's going to be more comfortable over time. Okay. And Echo's going to teach us something really wonderful.
As Austin says, that actually this is also my favorite part of the this fundamental class, because actually you never hear get this information at other classes. If you go to our open class or express class, you will find that actually our teachers always cue you, not demo. And in other places, maybe the teacher is demo and you can watch them. But why here we are only demo, or most of us are doing cue clearly and not, and maybe hands-on assist you, but we do not demo in the first intention. The reason why is here, we think sounds is an energy. And we think that yoga practice is a spiritual practice. And when we cue from our voice, our sounds, actually we are deliver a message. And as a teacher, we have to cue very clearly. And it's more hard for us, believe me that, because it's not my first language. And when I'm cue English and I try to make it very clearly, it's so hard for me. And for students, same way. Like when you watch, your brain gets the message and you do it very quickly. But if you are hearing and maybe you didn't see the teacher, you have to process, you have to translate this message and then do it by yourself. So you have to listen very carefully, and then you get the message and you do it by your own body. So it's like a process, like a coding your expression. This is a different program, like only you do and you follow. There's no brain there actually. And so let's,
You say monkey too.
yeah. Yeah, that's a part I think that's very different. And bring back to the energy of the sound. Today we were talking about om. This is a symbol of om. Maybe you see somewhere else. And although if you go to a yoga class, usually teachers start the class with om. And maybe you know that the om is the primal sound of the universal, because as a scientists, they studied that the vibration of the earth is actually 8 hertz, close to 8 hertz, which is like always there. And if you hear the 8 hertz stuff, you will feel, okay, I will resonate with it because this is nature. This is our earth nature. And 8 hertz is a vibration, and the vibration actually is a sound. So sound is literally means energy. So it's literally with energy inside. It's not means energy. And here, this is Om. Om, this is not Sanskrit. It's a symbol. And when later we will open our chanting book, that is Sanskrit. And here at the Om, this part, the Om means the universal sound, right? But also Om represent our conscious mind. And there is a full conscious mind here. And I think that's call back why this is not an exercise class, because you have to bring your consciousness here. This is very important, because like monkey watch, monkey do, right? There's no consciousness. And in Om yoga, if you start chanting Om, you have to bring your mindfulness and your consciousness at here in stay with you, and always try to learn and study your consciousness data. And this data here, the big three at here, this is a chakra, right? Chakra, yeah. Chakra is Sanskrit, and chakra is awake state, which we are all of us here in our daily life. So many awake state as you wake up. Oh, everyone say together. Chakra, chakra, chakra. Yeah, chakra. Mhm. Yeah, chakra is awake, and right now you are here awake. You walk, you will usually you awake, and also other daily access, daily schedules. You have to be awake so that you can do it. So we think as awake. We think this is our reality world because we can feel it. And okay, I'm doing something. I'm doing that. I'm awake. This is my reality. And then this big curve at here is your dreaming state. And the dreaming state is called swapna. Everyone say it again? Swapna? Swapna. Yeah. Swapna. Yeah. Swap. Mhm. And as you see, swapna is a part of, it's like a curve out from this dream as an awake state. So it's also reality. Have you experienced this when you are young? You play so hard at day and you are dreaming at night, and the dream is so real, and some of you maybe wake up, and some of you maybe some doing something like, okay, scared, screaming, and your parents tell you, okay, actually yes, last night you are so annoying at when you are dreaming, because when you are dreaming, your body and your mind, your conscience also thinks that I'm real. I feel it's so real in it. So in your awake state and in your dreaming state, your consciousness is always think this is so real. And most of us, as you in it, you don't know if this is reality. When you're dreaming, you think, okay, my dream is so true. When you're awake, you will think, okay, this is my reality. This is so true for me. How? Kind.
Confused between dream and wake, but we can't tell the difference when we're dreaming.
Yeah. So when you are dreaming, your body, your consciousness will just think that it's so real. Yeah. And except this two part, and there is a small curve at here. This curve is a deep sleep. Deep sleep is called shushupna. 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 Yeah. Shushupna. Yeah, this deep sleep state, everyone should have it. If you don't have it, you are very mad at the day. Like, because your body, your mind cannot either be awake or dream all the night. Usually when we are dreaming, our eyeball is actually move around. And if your eyeball move around the whole night, you will wake up very tired. You didn't get sleep. You didn't get rested because you don't have deep sleep. This deep sleep is like your brain frequency will become lower, reduced, and you get real rest at this part at here. And here right now, scientists say they don't know where our consciousness goes when we have deep sleep, because our brain frequency is become lower, right? And where the consciousness goes? Because I'm so, my body is always like that. If you are asleep, your body will be very rested, like rested very well. So there's usually there's no consciousness movement there. And maybe some people think that at this deep sleep state, your consciousness go back to the source where the consciousness coming from. So it's like when we get up and when we try to sleep, we rest at home, and this is the home of your consciousness at your deep sleep.
It's like the mind gets to rest.
Yeah, the mind get rested. So a rest.
The mind gets to rest.
Mhm. So this is a Shushupna deep sleep. This is stage 3. You have you have to get it. And this is the last small dot at here. This dot we call this sometimes we call this Tulia or Tayoli. So everyone say together Tayoli. Tayoli. Yeah. Tayoli is a state where your consciousness is already go back and they meet together. So this is a point that consciousness and the source of consciousness meet together. In yoga, we call this samadhi, because this is united together. And also, some people maybe call this is a state of yoga. So awake, dreaming, deep sleep, and finally, here's the point, unite. So it's all samadhi. This is our consciousness status. And I hope that most of us maybe will experience one state or two states inside it. Sometimes you will do, usually when you are doing yoga, you are awake, right? But maybe in some point you will get like more rest feeling. This is a conscious move to other places. Sometimes, yeah. So remember this. Om is about the state of your consciousness, and let's break down Om together. Open your chanting book in page number 11, number 1. And you see here Om, A-U-M. Om, no matter it's Om or A-U-M, it's all, when we chanting, it's all Om. And now we will have our hands on our chest, a little bit lower at here. And Try to speak very loud. Make ah sound. Ah. Here it's like between ah. What do you feel? There's vibration here, right? And now hands on your throat and make ooh sound. Ooh. So vibration is coming stronger, right? And then top of your head, make a close mouth. Do you feel anything there? Now keep your hands on the top of your head and make ah sound. Ah. And then move your hand down to your chest, make a ooh sound. Ooh. Did you feel the difference? What do you feel like in different positions? When your hands are here, it's round, ow, and ah at here, ooh at here. What do you feel? Yeah, definitely, yes. When your hands here, you feel the vibration is very strong. But if your ah is on the top of your head and then your wu is moved down, the vibration is become lower, and you almost maybe didn't get the vibration there.
So I think you're telling them that the vibration is moving up from ah.
Yeah. So from here, we know that as we are our vibration is from lower to higher. So this is, I think this is a spiritual yoga, like you are moving energy upward. Yeah. So as you're chanting Om, you get this sensation of I'm moving the energy upward.
Yes.
Now we were chanting Om together.
What does it say that
Oh,
Om means?
and and if you see the translation here, Om is a mystical utterance, is among the most venerated of the all the mantras, and it is the primal sound of everlasting divinity in its pure manifestation. God is existing for all eternity. And Om is the eternal sound. Om is a sense of a consciousness in its eternity. So when you're chanting Om, you are actually bringing the idea of I'm eternal. I'm stay together with this eternal. And usually when we're chanting Om, we are set the vibration of this class, right? Because as we Om together, everyone is chanting Om, so we united through the sound pattern. And also as we chanting Om, we set the tone of this class because the energies move upward. As you Om together, your energy and your mind is here, need to move up. You are no sadness, you are no down, upward. And also it says the beginning and the end of this class. Now we were chanting Om together. Okay. Okay. You can bring your book down. Deepen breathing. Exhale. As you next inhale, deepen inhale for Om. Close your eyes, stay there. Feel the vibration here. And feel the vibration of the sound, the eternal voice, eternal sound stay with you, resonate with you. And gently open your eyes. How do you feel after chanting Om?
Tim, how do you feel?
At peace. Yeah.
Look peaceful.
Yeah. Energize. Yeah. consciousness is awake. Yeah. Warm. Mm.
Aware. Yeah, centered. I like that idea of being centered.
Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, when I am chanting Om, I feel like you already set your mind and set your consciousness arrive to your body. It's not like they are separate.
Good. Excellent. Fold up your chant books and put the cover on top and put them aside, and Echo's going to come and pick them up. And so everybody come and stand up. I know you've been like, oh my God, we're going to be sitting here all day. We went to a Veda Vedantic lecture and we're going to sit the whole time. All right. So Om, when you think about chanting Om, what you're doing is you're actually setting an intention for class. It's not just it's not a low bar intention, right? It's what we call in this method a higher intention. I'm setting a higher intention so that I start to understand the difference between the different levels of consciousness, that I become more aware and awake, right? Yoga, you heard that term woke? If you heard the term woke, it's like the big political, like charged word, like everybody's talking about woke, you know? Yoga was the original woke. 5,000 years ago, it was woke, right? Like you were, because you became aware. That's what awake means. That's what awareness means. It means you become aware. So the idea of raising consciousness is done also by many other different ways besides just chanting a mantra, which is what Echo taught us. She taught us a mantra. Mantra is a Sanskrit word. Ma means mind and tra means to cross over. So mantras are mind protections. So chanting the mantra, we start to protect the mind. But still, there are other ways that we are just kind of unconscious about our actions, right? We're unaware of things. Through the beginning of the first 3 weeks of the program, I told you you're not going to be on my inhale or my exhale. I'll count the inhale, count the exhale, because you're going to, I want you to breathe. Today, I'm going to teach you Ujjayi Pranayama. Everybody say Ujjayi. Ujjayi. Pranayama. So Ujjayi, Uj means upward, Jayi means victorious. So like mantra, you have, what are you becoming upward and victorious over? Well, you're moving energy upward in Ujjayi, and you're also becoming victorious over the mind through using the breath. Now, this is a pranayama. In week 2, I taught you a kriya, which was where you blew through the nose hard and you kind of cleaned out your sinuses. Pranayamas are slightly different because pranayamas are about conscious breathing, right? Now, everybody, let's become aware of the breath. Bring your hand to your chin and open up your mouth and act like you're trying to fog a mirror and fog your hand. Do that a couple of times. What do you notice about the quality of your breath on your hand? It's warm. What else? It's moist. What else? It's expansive. Coming out of the mouth, it's wide. All right? So now do the same thing. Bring your hand to your chin, but this time keep your mouth closed and breathe in and then exhale through your nose like you're trying to fog the mirror. Do that again. Breathe in deeply. Good. And do it one more time. What do you notice about the quality of the breath on your hand when you breathe through your nose? It's more focused. It's elongated. It doesn't just go expansively out. I like that. That's the first. That's usually the last thing that people notice. What else? What else do you notice? It's cooler. What else do you notice? It's drier. Okay. So the difference between mouth breathing and nostril breathing, this is a big deal because if you already do workout stuff, maybe you go to the gym and everybody's like, and they're breathing and they're exhaling through the mouth. Most of the pranayamas taught in yoga are nostril breathing. Why? Because one, the breath is more elongated and controlled through the two small nostrils instead of the mouth. The mouth is expansive. All the breath comes out at once. You can't really control the breath. Two, that doesn't mean that there aren't some pranayamas that are mouth breathing, but most of them are not. Two, when you think about heating up the body, right? If you breathe in the right way, you can heat the body. This is why in the yoga tradition, they never really did hot yoga. Hot yoga is a modern phenomenon, right? You would use the breath to heat your body. If you think about the winter time, you see people with their mouths covered up and they're breathing through their nose. They have a muffler, like something around their mouth, and they're breathing through their nose. That's because that retains the heat in. Two, you don't have to drink water in class when you're breathing through your nose. Why? Because you're keeping moisture in. When you breathe through your mouth, the breath is short. It quickly comes out. Also, the mouth breathing acts like an air conditioner. This is why dogs pant. When you see a dog, dogs don't sweat. So dogs pant through their mouth and release heat and moisture. Two, when you release moisture through your mouth, you're going to get thirsty. Okay? So Ujjayi pranayama is nostril breathing. It's a samavriti pranayama. Samavriti meaning same and equal. So that means the inhales and the equals become the same timing, right? That means that it could be a 4-4 count, a 8-8 count, a 16-16 count. It doesn't matter. Also, it's an audible breath. It sounds a bit like, some people will say it sounds like the ocean. Some people will say it sounds like a respirator. I don't really like that term, but like I have heard people say that. Some people say it sounds like Darth Vader, and that's I like that kind of pop culture kind of thing because everybody knows how Darth Vader breathes in that mask, right? You know it, Star Wars. You saw Star Wars. But there's a restriction at the back of the throat that causes this. In other words, these two little muscles at the back of your throat have to start to contract, and it actually restricts the breath a little bit. And the sound is coming from back here at your throat, not at your two nostrils. And so that restriction at the back of the throat actually reduces the windpipe so that the inhale or exhale can become much longer. Okay, that's important. So everybody take your hands to your throat. Just put your fingers on either side of your throat. And then inhale through your nose. Stick out your tongue and go like a snake hissing. You hear like a snake. Inhale through your nose. Do that again. Now keep that restriction at the back of your throat. Close your mouth and hiss at the back of your throat as you inhale. Now exhale through your nose and hiss. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's put a metronome to it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. That's the best I've heard in a class in a long time. How did that feel? How did that make you feel just doing that? Think about a couple of things. What were you thinking about when you were doing that? What were you thinking about? So was your mind thinking about the rent you have to pay in 2 weeks? Okay, there you go. So here is the key to that. And that was kind of a joke to make a point, right? The thing is pranayamas are technical breaths. They're not natural. Nobody walks around going, unless there's like maybe like something really wrong, but they're not doing it from here. They're doing it from then the chest, and they have asthma or something. So because it's such a technical breath, what happens is the mind is only thinking about the breath. And it's analyzing the breath in a way that you usually don't stand around and analyze the breath. So in what we're working toward today is called Vinyasa. V means sequence. Nyasa means to place with consciousness. It does not mean flow. You hear it called flow all the time. It's a conscious placement of one thing to the other. So what we're working on is Vinyasa. And in Vinyasa yoga, you apply Ujjayi pranayama. And that breath sets a metronome for the movement. And it also helps you keep your mind calm and only thinking about yoga. It's just like chanting Om. It helps keep the higher intention in place. Does that make sense? We'll come back to Ujjayi again. Everybody say Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha. Mula means root and Bandha means lock. Now, and this here again is very much like Ujjayi pranayama. It's not natural. However, a lot of the people in the room may have heard of it. How many people have ever heard of a Kegel exercise? Kegel exercises. If you go to a gynecologist, your gynecologist has told you, lift up at the pelvic floor. For men, we don't hear about it till we're like 55, like my age, and your doctor says you need to start lifting up at the pelvic floor because as we get older, we become incontinent. But it's not just trying to squeeze the bladder muscles or the muscles around the bladder to stop the flow of urine. It's actually trying to lift the pelvic floor up. So it's lifting of the perineum in men or lifting up the vaginal walls in ladies. All right? Men have vaginal walls too, but it becomes something different as they develop, and then they're lifting up at the perineum. But it's the same muscles that are being engaged, right? So everybody take a block and take the block and place it all the way up in your groin so that the block is touching your pelvic floor, okay? So that you can feel your pelvic floor. Like most people have never felt their pelvic floor. It's like, oh my God, I like actually have something there, right? So you're going to do this at the end of an exhale. You cannot engage Mula Bandha in an inhale, okay? There's no way if you're inhaling, your diaphragm is moving down, your internal organs are moving down, and you're asking the pelvic floor to lift. So they're hitting two different things at the same time, and it can't happen, all right? So inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Now, at the end of the exhale, try to pull the block up to above your navel. Suck it up into your body. Like, pull it all the way up. I don't think you felt that. No, next week. Do it next week. Okay, let's try it again. You're going to exhale everything out. And when you exhale out, see the block. You'll energetically just think the block. You're trying to bring it right here, okay? Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Now try to suck the block up into you. Feel like yourself grow a little taller. Feel like your tummy got a little taller. Feel like how you had to pull the back in and lift up. Now, connect to your Ujjayi pranayama while that's happening. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now listen, inhale. Exhale, relax, and feel how the energy just went down. Do you feel how the energy just dropped when I said relax? Did everybody feel the energy drop? Okay. So Mula Bandha. So there's these powerful energies in your body. You can take the block out from between your thighs. There are these powerful energy in your body called prana. And prana moves in different directions. There is prana that moves up naturally from here up, but then there's apana that moves down, right? And from the belly down. Apana is the flow of urine, it's defecation, it's sexual functions, it's childbirth, it's menstrual cycles. So if you can take that very powerful energy of apana and move it upward, you can actually channel like powerful energy in your practice. That is the subtle teachings of Mula Bandha, right? Subtle body is different from physical body. Subtle body is emotional. Subtle body is spiritual, right? On a physical level, as if I'm talking to you as a physical trainer, right? Athlete. Mula Bandha is a lifting up of the pelvic floor which engages the core muscles. It is core work. That's what it is. But instead of just looking at the core as if it's all the transabdominal muscles that are wrapping around your trunk, it's saying that your core is now like a core of an apple. You are moving the energy upward through the core. So from the pelvic floor, the whole abdomen lifts up and engages. On a physical level, it's going to bring lightness to your practice. On a physical level, it's going to bring strength to you where you think you're not strong. A lot of times in yoga asana, people will ask people to do like what we call a chaturanga, which we're going to do today, and people will drop their hips to the floor. If you're dropping your hips to the floor, there's no Mula Bandha engaged. This bone in your body, the hips, the pelvic bones, is the heaviest, densest bone in your body. Right? It's the one bone that when you die and they pull skeletons, archaeologists pull skeletons out of the earth, this thing's still together, man. It's like, because it's like a car wheel, right? It's the axle that your whole body moves. So that pelvic lift helps you control the weight of the hips and the lack of core strength in the abdomen. That's what it is. So on a very practical level, that's what it's doing. On the subtle level, it's moving energy upward, just like Ujjayi Pranayama. So you have higher intention, you have Ujjayi Pranayama, you have Mula Bandha, okay? And like I said, we're working toward Vinyasa. But in a Vinyasa, you got to start to apply all these things together. At Urban Sadhu Yoga, there's 5 elements of Vinyasa, or 5 things that you have to put into place to practice Vinyasa. Higher intention, Ujjayi Pranayama, Mula Bandha. The 4th one is the uninterrupted movement from one thing to the other, or one asana to the other, using the breath to move it, okay? In time with the breath. So Vinyasa is more akin to dancing, and it's more akin to playing music than Soul Cycle. Right? Because you're actually applying the breath and the movement to find grace in the body. Then when you mix intention, breath, bandha, and movement, yoga asana becomes a moving meditation. That's what it is. It's a moving meditation. So everybody, step back to the wall and come with your back against the wall, okay? Now, we're going to practice some movement, simple movement of the arms, up and down, okay? But remember when I said your Ujjayi Pranayama can be a 4-4 count, a 6-6 count, an 8-8 count, a 16-16 count, just as long as the inhale and exhale are even. Remember when I said that? So what we're going to do is we're going to practice movement, but we're going to practice an 8-8 count Ujjayi Pranayama. So that means that when I'm going to just do it, watch me. On the inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to try to make that movement as smooth as possible through the full 8 count, as if I've been told by my choreographer in my ballet class, Austin, the music is going to start and I want you to finish on an 8 count and your hand should be here on 8. Right, like that, like that, okay? So you're going to count with me as we do this, okay? So when I clap, we're going to begin. We're going to all do it together, but when I clap, we'll begin. So let's set a metronome for your breath. Exhale everything out, engaging Mula Bandha. Lift up at the pelvic floor. Let's go on and get used to doing that. Connect to your Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax. How did that feel? Uplifting. How did that feel? You have to focus. You have to focus. Consciousness. You have to focus. I love, like, that's the thing. You have to be present. You can't space out. I love that. How did it feel? Controlling the breath and moving and Mula Bandha all at the same time. This is becoming difficult, and we haven't really done anything yet. All right. How did that feel? Right. What about you, Tim? Yeah. Did anybody feel like it was a little slow? Okay, it felt like a little slow. Okay, so just so you know, I could teach my vinyasa class at an 8/8 count. It's actually quite difficult, and I think the students would become kind of overwhelmed and taxed by it. Most classes are going to be taught at a 4/4 count. 4/4 count is the same like dance music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/4 count matches your heart rhythm. That's why when you hear a 4/4 beat, you want to move to a 4/4 beat. It's just more natural. So we're going to do the same thing, but watch me real quick. Don't do it. I'm going to do it. I'll just demo for you. Exhale everything out. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. This is going to feel much more natural. So we'll do the same thing. When I clap, we'll begin. So exhale everything out, engage Mula Bandha, lift up at the pelvic floor, connect to your Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. 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 Good. How did that feel? A little more jazzier? A little more like, yeah, that feels like, yeah, all right. So easier. It's interesting, right? But it's interesting also to play around with that pranayama and work on like slowing down your breath, but that it may be something you want to sit and do, like almost like meditation. Like you want to sit and kind of play with the breath. How can I slow down the breath to like a 30 count and a 30 count exhale? That's fascinating to do. That's a little more advanced. But anyway, everybody come back to the front of your mat and let's bring your blocks to your mat. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. The last component to vinyasa is called drishti. Everybody say drishti. Drishti means gaze or where I look. And much like Ujjayi pranayama, Mula Bandha, intention, and your movement, where you look is part of where your mind will go. All right. And in yoga, there is consciousness of the eyes. Some yoga traditions teach yoga with the eyes closed. That's not my tradition. That comes out of Kundalini yoga. It's a different methodology altogether. My teachers were students of Patabi Joyce, and Patabi Joyce was very, very much like to reinforce the drishti in each of the asanas. I mean, my teachers weren't even as strict about it as he was. Drishti helps two things. One, wherever you're looking, your mind will go. And two, wherever you look, your head and your spinal column will go. So on a subtle level, if I am facing this way and we're practicing and I'm looking out the window and I'm looking and seeing who's coming and going over at the fruit stand and not paying attention to what's going on, my mind is not on yoga, right? However, if I'm looking out the window and I can look beyond the fruit stand and look beyond and beyond and beyond, then I'm looking for that, what Echo talked about in the beginning, that eternal, that gaze that just goes on and on forever. Because at some point, that fruit stand is not going to be there anymore, right? That fruit stand is not the reality. The reality of what I'm looking for is beyond that fruit stand. And that's what Patabi Joyce said about the drishti. He said, the drishti, you are trying to see the divine that is beyond the form. So you're not looking at the gross object, you're looking beyond it. You're kind of seeing through it. But like I said, on a physical level, where you look, your eyes will follow, your eyes will go, your head will follow, your spine will follow. So it's a way to also align the body and yoga asana. I'm going to teach you a sun salutation. And in this sun salutation, I'm going to teach you the drishti of each of the asanas, okay? And we're going to teach this sun salutation the way I like to teach it. I'm going to teach it to you just straight through on the right and the left side, let you experience it. Then I'm going to break it down for you. So don't freak out when I call something that you don't know how to do. I'll teach it to you after. But I kind of want you to know what the end game is, like what we're going for, okay? So come stand in between your blocks. Now, when you stand in between your blocks, this is where you want to get back to, okay? We're trying to get back to here. In my tradition, bring your feet together, okay? Tadasana, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of Tadasana so I can give you the drishti. The feet come together. The tailbone moves toward the pubic bone. The shoulders and blades are moving down the back. The gaze is at the horizon as if you're looking at the sunset on the beach. Now, connect to your Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha, lift after the pelvic floor and keep that lift. On the inhale, bring your hands together in prayer, extend your arms and look up at your thumbs. Just take your gaze up to your thumbs, Urvahasana. Exhale, fold over your straight legs, Uttanasana, and as you fold forward, put your hands on your blocks, bend your knees if you have to get there, and look at your knees or your shins. Shift weight into your your left foot. Step your right foot into a long lunge and look forward at the wall in front of you, not at the floor. Push through your right heel and put your palms down, Tim. Exhale, step your left foot back, downward facing dog, and lift your hips. Look at your navel or your ankles. On the inhale, come forward to a plank and look at the wall in front of you. Exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga, keep your body off the ground. Bend your elbows, body off the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog, extend your arms, look up at the ceiling. Exhale, downward facing dog, look at your navel and stay there. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On the inhale, step your right foot forward in between your blocks. Look at the wall in front of you, not at the floor. Exhale your left foot next to your right and fold. Look at your shins. Left foot next to right, fold over your legs. Look at your shins. Inhale, bring your hands together in prayer. Extend your arms, extend your legs, stand up, asana. Exhale, fold over your legs again, Uttanasana. Get your hands on the blocks. If you have to bend your knees, that's fine. Soften your knees, shift your weight into your right foot, step your left foot back, looking forward, not down. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Inhale, coming forward to a plank. Look at the wall in front of you, not at the ground. Exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees, thighs off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Don't worry, we're going to teach that. Stay in down dog. Inhale. Exhale 1. Down dog, Timothy. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lightly step your left foot forward in between your hands. Look forward, not down. Exhale, right foot meets left and fold. Look at your shins. Inhale, rise up, extend your arms. See your prayer. Exhale, hands by the side to Dasana, mountain seat. All right. Chaturanga Dandasana. Everybody say Chaturanga Dandasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. All right. This is the nemesis of yoga, ain't it? All right. Chaturanga Dandasana means 4-limb staff seat. It's a walking stick, like a straight stick with 4 little limbs coming off of it, holding it up. Chaturanga is not a belly flop. Chaturanga is not laying down. Chaturanga is a strength building asana. Okay? However, if you don't have Mula Bandha engaged, you will flop on the floor like a wet carp. It will just be like plop, right? So here again, this is the reason why you're like practicing Mula Bandha. This is why you're lifting up at the pelvic floor, to engage the core. All right? It's not an easy asana, but a lot of people will say, oh, I don't have any shoulder strength. I don't have any. It's engagement. So take your 2 blocks and lay your blocks, set them up about like that. We may have to adjust them a little bit, but start out by putting them like that, okay? And then, and sometimes you'll see us demo, right? You'll see us demo sometimes. Then I'm going to take that 3rd block. Now, what I want to do this time is I'm going to take the block and I'm going to put it, again, in between my thighs, okay? And I'm going to just take a moment. I want this block to be right across the waistband, the elastic of my yoga pants, okay? I don't want it on my belly. I want it underneath, in line with the hip crease, okay? So I'm just going to kind of figure that out, all right? Then I'm going to put the other block underneath my pectoral muscle, not under my bosom, underneath my cup, okay? Now, first things first, let's figure out what's going on in different parts of the body and integrate this. So everybody put your forearms on the ground. Now, remember when I said Mula Bandha has to be engaged on the end of an exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Try to pull your block in. Now, lift your knees up and squeeze your block and push the floor slightly away from you with your forearms. And look forward as if you're the Sphinx of Egypt. Does everybody feel what's going on in your body from your navel down? How taut those muscles are? How that you're squeezing In, yes. Okay, relax. Put your knees on the ground. Just feel how that just dropped. Okay, now with your knees on the ground, bring your hands back so your thumbs are in line with your breast. And I'm making a 90-degree angle with my arms. My elbows are squeezing in toward my rib cage. Now, with your knees on the ground, just push into your hands and lift the weight off the blocks. Just hover above them like you're a UFO and look forward. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Rest on the blocks. Did you feel how the energy just dropped? Okay, let's put those two things together. First, exhale everything out. Lift your knees up. Squeeze the block. Lift the block up towards your pelvis. Mula Bandha. Now, look forward at the wall in front of you and just push into your hands and lift your body off the ground halfway. 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 Halfway, like a 4-limb staff seat. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Now, flip your feet. Come on to the tops of your feet. And then extend your arms and move your waistband of your pants onto the block behind you and look up at the ceiling. Upward facing dog. Keep squeezing your block and pointing your toes back. Now flip your feet and then press into your hands and lift your hips up, coming back downward facing dog. Okay, that was hard, right? Let's put it together though. On an inhale, come forward to a plank. Look forward. Remember, Mula Bandha is engaged. Now I'm going to teach you a little bit. I'm going to give you something else to add on to it. Look at me. Move forward on your tippy toes. Then bend your elbows just till your elbows come to next to your ribs. Then flip your feet and extend your arms. Don't touch the block this time. Then flip your feet, go back downward dog. Good. Let me see you do that. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Look forward. Move forward. Come onto your tippy toes. Good. Now bend your elbows 2 inches. Don't touch the blocks. Don't let your belly touch the blocks. Don't let that hips touch the blocks. Now flip your feet, extend your arms, and look up at the ceiling. Good. Now flip your feet. Go back downward facing dog. Good, everybody. All right. Come forward to a plank and drop down to your knees. All right. Now you know why we talked so long this week. All right. Come set up. Like, I love that, like, everybody's kind of like, okay, now that I'm getting, like, there's some physical stuff that has to go on. So Chaturanga Dandasana is probably one of the things that is the big mystery of most people that practice yoga. And again, when Mula Bandha is engaged, then you can really sustain it. You can come into that bent elbowed thing. I want to show you something else about the elbows, because this gets important as you do the vinyasa, because sometimes the arms become a little like unconscious. So everybody come stand up. And bring your hands like this. Now let your elbows go out to the side. Now pretend that you're pushing a car in front of you. Just push air. Do you feel any muscle engagement? Any muscle engagement whatsoever, except your arms extending and protracting. Retracting and protracting. Okay. Now do this. Bring your elbows next to your ribs and turn your hands slightly out. Just slightly. Keep squeezing your rib cage with your elbows. Now imagine that there's an imaginary car and push it forward. Can you feel muscles engaged now? All right. So when the elbows go out to the side, you're only using the rotator cuff of the shoulder, which is a joint, and you cannot sustain this. When the elbows come in, biceps engage, triceps engage, pectoral muscle engage, lateral muscle engagement. all of those muscles in the shoulder girdle, that's called the shoulder girdle, engage so that you can sustain and actually have some strength. So where your arms are and where your hands are is also going to determine what muscles are being engaged. So Chaturanga Dandasana would look like Chaturanga. I come out to a plank. I'm going to move forward on my little tippy toes. I'm going to bend the elbows and I push back just a little bit. And then up dog without flipping the feet. And then down dog. All right, so everybody move your blocks off to the side. Yeah. Now, come onto your hands and knees. All right. Tuck your toes under like we did in the warm-up. Push your seat to your heels. Lift your knees up into a down dog. Come into a down dog. Yeah. Now, turn your hands slightly out. Notice, Tim, if your fingers are pointing straight forward, but not too out, just a little out. Now, come forward to a plank. Look at the wall in front of you. Tim, squeeze your butt. Lift your butt up and lift your belly up, dude. Don't let your belly set drop. All right. Move forward into your hands. Don't drop yet. Don't drop yet. Move forward into your hands. Move your heels back. Just find that. Play with that moving energy forward and back. Move forward more into your hands. Move forward back into your heels. Move forward into your hands. Now bend your elbows. Now keep moving forward and extend your arms and come into upward dog. Come onto the tops of your feet as you do up dog. Tops of the feet on your toenails. Yeah, get those knees off the ground, Tim. You're strong. Then roll over your toes. Go back downward facing dog. Lift your hips. All right. Remember, Mula Bandha's engaged. Bend your knees. Look forward at the wall in front of you. Look at the wall in front of you and bend your knees like a bullfrog about to jump forward. So bend your knees. Everybody, what I want you to do is I want you to bend your knees and look forward like a bullfrog about to jump. On your inhale, jump your feet in between your hands. Jump. Exhale, fold over your legs. Straighten your legs. Press your palms down. Inhale, rise up. Extend your arms. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Okay, so I taught you two ways. I'm going to teach you two ways of doing this Surya Namaskar. The first way I taught you is stepping back. When I first started practicing yoga, I did stepping back for a year before I jumped back. However, we teach a jump back today. Jumping back, Mula Bandha has to be engaged, okay? A lot of the elements that I taught you are built into the jump back, like that coming forward on your tippy toes before you bend your elbows, right? But jumping back in Chaturanga is all about Mula Bandha and engagement. So I'm going to demo this for you, okay? And then we're going to do it. So standing in Tadasana. Now, I like blocks for this, especially the first time you use it. Why? It makes you hold on to the block in a special way so that you're not going to turn the fingers forward. It keeps an outward rotation of your shoulders. Exhale, Tadasana. Mula Bandha is engaged. Extend the arms, Urvahasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Adva Uttanasana. Now, this is a preparation. So what I'm doing is I'm moving forward, like I said, come onto your tippy toes. Then I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to start to bend the elbows. I'm going to push into the hands. I'm going to lift the feet off the floor and jump back Chaturanga. I'm going to push back, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. I'm going to stay for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend my knees, look forward, past the blocks. Inhale, jump the feet in between the blocks. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, Tadasana. All right. So that's what we're going for. So bring your blocks to the front of your mat and put them on that second setting. Now, when you hold the blocks this way, you're going to hold it with thumb on the inside and the index finger on the outside. That way, the elbow will go straight back towards your rib cage. Can't go anywhere else if you're holding it that way. All right? Stand in between your blocks. Now, bring the feet together. Big toes and heels touch. Gazes at the horizon. Exhale everything out. Engage Mula Bandha. Now, on the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Extend your arms. Asana. Exhale, fold over your legs. Uttanasana. Grab your blocks. Bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Look up at the wall in front of you. Bend your knees. Lift your heels. Bend your elbows. Exhale, jump back, chaturanga. One breath. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Extend the arms. Look up at the ceiling. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Stay there. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Get him to bend his knees a little. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Look beyond your mat. Inhale, jump your feet in between your blocks. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up. Extend your arms. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana Mountain Seat. All right, how did that feel? Good. How many people were a little surprised you could jump back? You were surprised that you could jump back. All right. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to practice what's called strict vinyasa. Strict vinyasa is where I set the metronome for the breath. I clap. You do it all by yourself like a dancer on stage. So I want you to remember the sequence. I want you to count the rhythm of the breath with me when we start the metronome for the breath. And while we're doing this, I want you to count in your head the breath, okay? Because then that's what's going to happen when you do it by yourself. You're going to have to keep the rhythm of the breath on your own, just like you were in a orchestra. Orchestra, once the conductor sets the rhythm, every musician has to count internally, okay? Does that make sense? All right. So come stand in between your blocks. Try to remember the sequence this time. Exhale everything out. Engage Mula Bandha. Connect to your Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. On the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Extend Asana. Exhale, fold over the straight legs, Uttanasana. Grab the blocks. Inhale, lift the head and chest, preparing to jump back. Exhale, jump back, chaturanga dandasana. Good for you. Inhale, upward facing dog. Move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips and stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past your hands. Inhale, jump your feet in between your hands. Exhale, fold over your straight legs. Inhale, rise up, extend your arms, asana. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. Good. Everybody think you can remember that? Yes? All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set a metronome for the breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. You're going to continue counting on your own. You're going to do that whole sequence by yourself. Remember, is there any questions? No, I know you can all do it. It's been such a good class today. All right, exhale everything out. Engage Mula Bandha. Keep Mula Bandha through the whole practice. Now, connect to your Ujjayi Pranayama. When I clap, you'll begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, begin. Keep going. Keep going. You're on your own. Don't forget the dristi. Yay! How did that feel? What were you thinking about? You were hearing my voice in your head. But like it was all you were thinking about, right? Like you weren't thinking about other stuff that's going on in your life. For one moment, you were just thinking about yoga. That was it. Such a beautiful practice. Like strict vinyasa is really taking the practice and going beyond just a called class, but actually taking it into the DNA of your own body and then applying it. And within us doing this in 20 minutes, you've already learned the sequence. It's already in you. Isn't that kind of cool? Everybody, take your mat all the way back to the wall. Okay? Put your edge of your mat against the wall. Everybody say Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. Adho downward, Mukha face, Vrikshasana tree seat. It's a handstand. Handstand today. Yay! Okay, we're doing an L-shaped handstand. So L-shaped handstand is a little harder than a regular handstand. Why? Because you got to engage the shoulders. Everybody sit down with your back against the wall and your legs extended out in front of you. Okay? And you want your tailbone against the wall. Now extend your legs, dorsal flex your feet, pull your toes back toward you. Now inhale, lift your arms up alongside your ears and turn your palms to face upwards. So your thumb is on the wall and then push the ceiling away as if you're trying to like hold the ceiling up. So you're going to push, push, push. So like if you have a hard time doing that, there may be a little tightness in the shoulders. That's what's going on. But breathe. This is what your downward dog should feel like too. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale, lower your arms. Good. Now, let's turn that around. So everybody, come onto the hands and knees with your feet against the wall. Your toes are tucked under, but your foot is flat against the wall. Now, I want to be in that 90-degree angle, so I'm not going to walk my hands forward. I'm actually going to bring my wrist underneath my shoulders, and I'm going to turn my hands slightly out. So there's an external rotation of the shoulders, just like in chaturanga. Then I'm going to lift the knees up, coming into a short down dog. I'm going to step the left foot onto the wall. I can see my left big toe. I'm going to step the right foot next to it, and then I'm going to straighten the legs, and I'm going to look back at my knees. And I'm going to breathe. Inhale. Good, Sophie. Exhale 1. Step up a little higher. Inhale. Don't come forward. Exhale 2. Inhale. Lift your hips. Lift your hips. Lift your knees. Lift your knees. Step forward. Step the other leg up. Don't want to go down. Step up here where my finger is. Don't. Right here. Right there. Step up the other one. Step. Extend. Don't keep walking up. Walk down. You see your feet. Now look at your knees. Push your knees into the wall. There. Good for you. Come down. Good for you. Come down. All right. Now, Timothy, come onto your hands and knees. Put your feet against the wall. Put your knees down. Walk your hands back all the way to where my toe is. Now, lift your knees. Lift your knees. Straighten your legs. Step your foot against the wall. Now, step your other. Now, extend your legs. Don't keep walking up, babe. Don't keep walking. Straighten your legs. Yes. Now straighten, straighten, push, push, straighten, straighten, push, straighten, push, and straighten. Good. Push up that way where my knee is energetically going. Good for you. And come down. All right. Terrific. All right. All right. What else are you teaching today? Meditation? No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got confused there. All right. How did that feel? Scary. Can you teach him jumping into the wall? Okay, teach her jumping into the wall.
Just give it a try. Yeah. Here, and you can come in, check close if you need, because it's a little bit far away. The same thing when your feet is on the wall, toes is down, and your feet is flat. You are pushed to your toes actually. Again, coming into your hands and knees. Make sure your shoulder is over your hands, knees is under your hips. A little bit of slide down, sliding your hands out rotate, so your elbow, this part is facing forward. Look forward, and then extend, going to the short down dog. Press to your hands, so your arms is along of your, ears is along with your arms. From here, eye gaze look forward. Bend your knee, just like what we are doing, jump forward, right? Now we will jump to the wall. So eye gaze look forward. Mula bandha is really important because if you don't have light at your abdominal and the sacrum, then you are like this. So you have to be very slight, engage your core, engage your mula bandha, and tip to the wall. And one more time. So as you are ready here, when you try to jump, don't look back, look forward. And jump up, extend, a little bit higher. And then bring your hand, ear along with your hand, both legs straight. And if you feel, it's so slidey, come into your tiptoes, a little bit micro bend, then you are pushed to the wall. So if you are sliding down, maybe because you are both feet, toes and the heels is on it, so you maybe will be in the gravity was in the center. So if you push to the ball, then you are more into the wall. Yes. A little bit slide outward, and make sure your elbow is facing forward. Yeah. Look forward. Exhale, and then extend both legs, lift your knee up high, down, short down dog. I guess look at your toes right now. Deepen inhale. As you exhale, bend your knee, I guess look a little bit forward. Yeah, you are ready? On the exhale, exhale, stay here. As you inhale, try to jump on the wall. Yeah, keep, yeah. Wow. Straight, yeah. Press to your toes. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, one more inhale. Exhale, coming down. Yeah.
All right, everybody. How's everybody feeling? All right. So we're going to now practice a little shavasana. We were supposed to do a shoulder stand, but we are a little bit behind, just a little bit. So everybody, this is the moment where you can let go of Mula Bandha and Ujjayi Pranayama. Normally, when you now come to class, you know that you're going to be breathing that way and you're going to have Mula Bandha engaged. So Shavasana, I let go of it. So come lay down on your back. You can lay down with your head toward the center of the room. You can roll up a blanket and place a blanket underneath your knees. Shavasana is corpse seat. And so you're going to now just begin to relax. And as you relax, Let your body become heavy, letting go of Mula Bandha. Let your body breathe itself organically, letting go of Ujjayi Pranayama. And close the eyes so that the drishti is internal instead of external. And starting with your toes, tell yourself, toes, relax. Feet, relax. Ankles, relax. Shins, relax. Knees, relax. Thighs, relax. Pelvic floor, relax. Hips, relax. Abdomen and lower back, relax. Chest and upper back, relax. Shoulders, relax. The upper arms, the biceps and triceps, relax. Forearms, relax. Hands, relax. Throat relaxes. The face, the mask of identity, relaxes. The crown of the head relaxes. Even the hairs on the head relax. And finally, you've realized the whole body and mind has relaxed. Gently start to deepen the breath. And as you deepen the breath, make small movements with the fingers and toes. Stretch the arms overhead. Stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. And gently bend the knees into the chest. Give the knees a little hug. And then roll over to the right side. Pressing the left palm into the floor, lift the torso up and come up to a seated position. You can sit on your blocks, you can sit on your blanket. The last component of today's class is to teach a meditation practice. So setting on your blocks, your blankets, you want to find a seat that you can sustain. I like to suggest that your hips are higher than your knees. It's a little easier to sit if you're used to sitting in a chair. If you're sitting on the floor now, hips higher than knees. Then once you've found your seat, the key to meditation is to find stillness in the seat. Don't move around, don't fidget, commit. And then close the eyes and allow the drishti to come inward. Now the gaze is inward like in Shavasana. And allow the breath to deepen. You don't have to employ Ujjayi Pranayama again, but there should be breath awareness. Now you're more aware of your breath to begin with, now after practicing Ujjayi Pranayama. Start to draw your senses inward, letting my voice be the last thing that leaves. And as you inhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Om, allowing the mantra of Om to last the duration of the inhale. As you exhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Om. And allow the mantra of Om to last the full duration of the exhale. And as the mind begins to wander or chatter, focus on the breath and the mantra. And allow the mind to calm down. Inhaling Om, exhaling Om. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Inhale for the sound of Om externally. Inhale. Bringing the hands together, bowing the head slightly to meet the hands. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, the words, and the actions of my own life contribute in some small way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Echo, for teaching with me. Good work, everybody. We hope to see everybody back here. We're going to be teaching the same thing next week. Yeah. So yeah, there's whenever there's more than 4 weeks in the month, we always teach this week twice. So Purnima will also be teaching the same thing tomorrow. And then on the first, we will start in standing asanas. So we go back through the cycle again. Okay. So that's how it will work. So yes, you do get a chance to teach that handstand next week. All right, everybody, thank you so much. If you have any questions, we're happy to ask questions. What is the purpose of life? Why do mean people get so far in life? Let's ask questions that are hard to answer. And if you rented a mat from us, just leave it on the floor. We'll clean it. In fact, I will bring my mat over there with yours. Thank you. Good work.